Good morning. Today is the day after Simchas Torah, and it has a special name in Jewish thinking. It's called Isru Chag. Isru Chag means to bind the holiday, or bind to the holiday. In other words, there's a day that is not a holiday, and we're adding it and bringing it into the train, into the continuum of a holiday experience. So let's zoom out to see where we are. Almost 8 weeks ago, we entered a month called Elul, a month of introspection, a month of inner search, of self-refinement, as a preparatory month for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. After that month of Elul, we turn to God and to ourselves in trying to assess, realign, tighten up who we are and who we need to be. Rosh Hashanah, and Rosh Hashanah began a process of finding deeper connection with ourselves and with God up until Yom Kippur. After Yom Kippur, we began the holiday of Sukkot, which was integrating the inspirations of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, feeling them, manifesting them, bringing them into real life. And Sukkot culminated with the joy of Shmini Atzeres of Simchas Torah, which we celebrated yesterday. So yesterday was really the apex, the peak of what is basically an 8-week journey of finding deeper consciousness, deeper self-awareness, and an intimate connection with God. And now the holiday's over. No more holiday. Except the Jewish tradition tells us that today is called Isru Chag. We take today and we bind it. We plug it in to the experience we've had over these past 8 weeks, to unpack it. And the previous Rebbe, once, actually more than once, described the holiday experience, and really, even leading up till today, said it was like the people of old in the shtetl. They would go maybe a couple of times a year to a fair. It's called a yirid. They were merchants at home. They bought, they sold, and every once in a while they'd go off to buy merchandise. That's what they needed, and they'd spend a week, 2 weeks buying with an eye in the future, putting it away, and then ultimately they would need to pack it into their wagon. Say, this is what they have for the next 6 months. And then to bring it home and to have it bear fruit by selling. They use that to support their families. And the previous Rebbe said that the spiritual experience of this past period of holy days and holy experiences and special mitzvahs and introspection was like going to a spiritual fair. We're gathering merchandise. It's not just about an experience, a one-off inspiration of a Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur or Sukkot or an Elul. It's about acquiring for ourselves inspiration for the year ahead. And to go back to the metaphor, when this merchant that prepares to go home, they'd be setting up all this stuff in the wagon and identifying it and assessing it. Is this what we want to bring home with us? What did we buy? What did I buy? What am I going to do with it? And put it in its proper place in the wagon. And then you're off on the road to the future, but now equipped with merchandise to be able to live life and be able to find sustenance and meaning, hopefully, and fuel the meaning of life through the merchandise. And that, the previous Rebbe said, is what we do yesterday, at the end of the holiday, today, that we tack onto the holiday. Now is not a time when we look at the holiday season as a thing of the past. Today is a day when we make it a beacon for the future. When we revisit how we felt Rosh Hashanah and Kippur, when we revisit any of the inspirations that we've had over this past time, and maybe find new inspirations if we have some time now. Go on Chabad.org and read. But today is a day for us to look at the road ahead. The holidays are chronologically behind us, but spiritually they should be the road before us. That in the weeks and months ahead, we should be living light and life with the resonance and the echo of Rosh Hashanah, of Yom Kippur, of introspection, of connection, of feeling of divine intimacy. And that's easier said than done, but that's one of the reasons that the rabbis call today a day to tack on to the holiday. Because once everything is settled, and we could take down our sukkahs, and Simchas Torah was yesterday, now let's say, what now? I need to charge my batteries, look at how my batteries have been charged, and find within them my compass for the future. So by the time we come to Hanukkah, to Purim, to Passover, we're different human beings, psycho-spiritually, than the ones who entered the month of Elul 8 weeks ago. The work never stops, but it's inspiring because Torah always finds us as being able to do that much better. Wish you a great day and a very meaningful and conscious road ahead.